Hello, welcome to Pixar Movie Reviews. I'm Josiah Milkey. I am super excited about today. After 3 Pixar movies that weren't my favorites, they all wound up in the bottom half of my Pixar movie ranking list. I am super excited to talk about the Pixar movie we are currently on. Today, we are going back in the toy box for Disney and Pixar's 11th feature film, Toy Story 3. When I first heard they were doing Toy Story 3, it was back in 2007, 2008, something like that. And I was super excited that they were doing another Toy Story because I love Toy Story and Toy Story 2. So to see another big screen adventure with the gang, I was pretty excited. The first time I actually saw any promotion for Toy Story 3 was when they put the teaser trailer online, and then I saw it in theaters with the live-action Disney film G-Force. And then we got a full trailer when my dad, my sisters, and a friend of ours and I saw Toy Story and Toy Story 2 in 3D in fall of 2009. Toy Story 3 was released to theaters June 18th, 2010. That was my littlest sister Joy's 9th birthday. So me, my family, and a bunch of our church friends, we all went to see Toy Story 3 on opening day as part of her birthday. That was my birthday gift to her. When we saw Toy Story 3, it was amazing. I honestly don't have the words to describe it. It is literally the best Pixar movie I have ever seen, and probably ever will see. Toy Story 4 was good, but Toy Story 3, this was one in a million. Any number of things could have gone wrong, but the staff at Pixar, this time headed by Lee Unkrich as director, stayed true to who the toys were and brought them back to life in a way that no one ever expected. Lee Unkrich was the director of the film. He had worked on the previous Toy Stories as an editor and also co-directed Toy Story 2. The reason Lee Unkrich was directing this time was because John Lasseter, director of the first 2 films, had taken over Disney Animation in 2006 when he was named Chief Executive Officer of Disney Animation and Pixar Animation. He also became an Imagineer for the Disney parks, so that's why Toy Story 3 had a different director this time. But Lee Unkrich and his team, producer Darla K. Anderson, the writers, and all the artists and animators, made Toy Story 3 one of the best, if not the best, not just the best Pixar movie, but possibly the best animated movie ever. I know, some people say, no, Frozen or Lion King or something is the best, but I say Toy Story 3 is the best. Like I said, Toy Story 3 opened June 18th, 2010. It was the first animated film in history to make over $1 billion at the worldwide box office. And it was nominated for 5 Academy Awards, including Best Picture. It was only the 3rd animated feature to be nominated for Best Picture at the Academy Awards after Disney's Beauty and the Beast and previous Pixar outing, Up. Toy Story 3 ended up winning 2 Oscars. Best Animated Feature, and Best Original Song for We Belong Together, the song Randy Newman contributed for the end credits. That's only the 2nd time that Pixar has won Best Original Song after Randy previously won for If I Didn't Have You on Monsters Incorporated 9 years earlier. Chances are you've probably seen Toy Story 3, but I'll go briefly over the plot synopsis. It's about 10 years after Toy Story 2, which fits in with how long it took to get from Toy Story 2 to Toy Story 3. Andy is now 17, almost 18 years old, and is about to head off to college. Woody, Buzz, Jessie, and all their toy friends, at least the ones that have stuck around for these years, are feeling neglected and want to be played with by Andy one last time, but that seems about impossible considering Andy's about to head off to college. Andy initially plans on taking Woody with him to college and putting Buzz, Jessie, and the others in the attic, but instead they all wind up at Sunnyside Daycare, run by a big, plush, pink, strawberry-scented teddy bear named Lotso, voiced by Ned Beatty, who assures them that they'll enjoy Sunnyside where they can be played with by kids 5 days a week, and never be outgrown or abandoned. Most of the toys decide to stay at Sunnyside to get played with, but Woody insists they belong with Andy, so he goes back to Andy. But on the way, he gets found by a little girl named Bonnie and is taken to her house, where her toys reveal that Sunnyside is actually a dark prison-like place, and that Lotso and some other toys run it like a prison, which means Buzz, Jessie, and the gang are in danger, and Woody must risk everything to rescue them and get all of them, himself included, back to Andy before Andy leaves for college. Right away, the thing that strikes me about Toy Story 3 is we get to see all our favorite characters back. Not just Woody and Buzz, but we also get to see Jessie, Bullseye, Rex, Ham, the Potato Head, Slinky Dog. They also bring back Barbie from Toy Story 2. And of course, we have new characters like Lotso, Barbie's counterpart Ken, Bonnie's toys, Bonnie and her mom. Bonnie's mom runs the daycare. Pretty much all the characters, some may fall by the wayside, but I think almost all of them are wonderful. Not just the returning characters, but also the new characters. And part of that goes with the voice cast. Almost all the original voice cast from the previous films comes back. Tom Hanks, Tim Allen, Joan Cusack, Jodie Benson, Estelle Harris, Wallace Shawn, John Ratzenberger, Don Rickles. The only character returning from previous Toy Stories that they had to recast, unfortunately, was Slinky Dog, because Jim Varney passed away right after Toy Story 2. But they recast him with Blake Clark, who turns out is an old friend of Varney's. They did a movie together in the late 80s called Fast Food. And it wasn't until after they casted Clark that they found out that he and Varney were pals, and that made the transition a whole lot easier. Needless to say, Clark does an impeccable job taking over for Varney as Slinky. We've also got great new actors providing the voices for the new characters, including Ned Beatty as Lotso, Whoopi Goldberg as Stretch, the glittery rubber purple octopus who lives at Sunnyside, Michael Keaton as Barbie's counterpart Ken, who's absolutely hilarious, and Bonnie's toys include Mr. Pricklepants, voiced by Timothy Dalton, Trixie the Triceratops, voiced by Kristen Schaal, Buttercup the Unicorn, voiced by Jeff Garlin, Dolly the Ragdoll, voiced by Bonnie Hunt, and Chuckles the Clown, voiced by the late Bud Luckey, who created the Pixar short film Boundin' from The Incredibles. Also, the animation has definitely improved. On the first two Toy Story films, the animation on the first Toy Story was unlike anything the world had ever seen before, but one thing they were never particularly happy with on Toy Story or Toy Story 2 was the humans. Fortunately, they've come a long way in the 11 years since Toy Story 2, so the humans in Toy Story 3 look a lot better. The animation overall has also improved. They're getting really good with fur, because they were able to do fur on Sully, and they have hair on the monkey that watches all the security cameras at Sunnyside. And they're doing really good with effects. The rain in this film looks a lot better compared to the rain in the first Toy Story. Toy Story 3 also has great music. Most of Randy Newman's score cues are borrowed from the first two movies. They also borrow You've Got a Friend in Me, but this time they have a Spanish version in addition to the original version. I'll get more into the Spanish thing later. And then, like I said, Randy Newman contributes a new song for the end credits that he sings called We Belong Together. There are also funny moments in addition to intense moments. Some of the funniest moments are between Barbie and Ken, namely the fashion show that Ken does for Barbie in his closet, and then when Buzz gets switched into Spanish mode. There's also some really intense moments. The incinerator scene in the climax might be too scary for children under the age of maybe 5, but if they can handle stuff like the Cave of Wonders sequence in Aladdin, or the Willoughby Stampede in The Lion King, I think they can handle the incinerator part. Also, the ending, sorry to spoil it for those of you who haven't seen it yet, but the end of the film when Andy gives the toys to Barney at the end, and it's shown he actually does care about them, that was probably the most heart-wrenching, touching Pixar moment I have ever seen emotionally. It's one of those scenes that's made me want to cry, but I just can't bring the tears out. But it really is sweet when we see that Andy still cares about these toys. I honestly have no flaws with this movie. Without a doubt, this is my personal favorite Pixar movie. One of the great things about Toy Story 3 is that rather than appeal to a generation of new fans, they chose to appeal to the old generation. Really, it's the same reason the 2011 Muppets movie works so well, because it shows that while the world may change around us, we still have these characters from our childhood that we can love and cherish and think about for the rest of our lives, even when other things in our lives may change. So that's my thoughts on Toy Story 3. Honestly, I can't praise this movie enough. This is the best Pixar movie ever, in my opinion. Toy Story 4 was good, but Toy Story 3 is better. And I'm gonna love this movie till my life is over. So let me know what you think of Toy Story 3. Where do you rank it in the Toy Story saga? And thanks so much. I'll see you next time on Pixar Movie Reviews. I'm Josiah. Thanks for watching.